My name is Desiree Lynn Holloway. I'm 51 years old. And on the afternoon of September 8th, 2019, I collapsed in the parking lot of a Kroger grocery store in Louisville, Kentucky, and my heart stopped beating for nearly 23 minutes. I was pronounced dead at the scene. The paramedics told my husband later that they almost called it. They almost stopped trying. One of them said he felt something tell him to keep going, to try one more time. I thank God every day for that man, because in those 23 minutes, I saw things that changed everything I thought I knew about this world, about what's coming, about how little time we really have. Jesus showed me a war that's coming soon, a war with Iran, and he gave me a date. I've been afraid to share this for almost 5 years now. I've told my husband, I've told my pastor, I've prayed about it more nights than I can count, asking God if I should speak or stay quiet. But lately, when I watch the news, when I see what's happening in the Middle East, when I hear world leaders talk about tensions rising, I know it's time. So I'm going to tell you what happened to me, what I saw, what Jesus said, and I pray with everything in me that you hear this with an open heart. Let me tell you who I was before I died. I was a wife, a mother of 3 grown children, a grandmother to 2 little ones, Wyatt, who was 4 at the time, and baby Sadie, who had just turned 1. I worked part-time at a preschool. I loved those kids, loved reading them stories, watching them learn to share, seeing their little faces light up when they finally tied their own shoes. My husband, Gerald, and I had been married for 29 years. We weren't rich. We had a small brick house with a leaky roof we kept meaning to fix. I drove a 10-year-old Honda that rattled when it hit 60. But we had each other. We had Sunday dinners. We had our little church family. I believed in God. I prayed. I read my Bible sometimes, though not as much as I should have. But if I'm being honest, and I have to be honest now, I wasn't living like I really believed the end times were coming. I thought that was something far away, something for my grandkids to worry about, maybe. I was wrong. That morning started normal. Gerald left early for work. He drives a delivery truck for a medical supply company, leaves around 5:30 most days. I had the morning to myself. I drank my coffee, watched a little bit of the news, did a load of laundry. Around noon, I decided to run to the store. We were out of eggs, and I wanted to make a pound cake for my friend Barbara, who'd just had knee surgery. I remember grabbing my purse, checking that I had my list, locking the front door. The drive was only about 10 minutes. I felt fine, maybe a little tired, but nothing unusual. I pulled into the Kroger parking lot, found a spot near the cart return, and then I don't even know how to describe it. It was like something squeezed my chest from the inside, hard, so hard I couldn't breathe. My left arm started tingling. My vision went spotty. I remember thinking, no, not now, not here. I tried to open the car door, tried to call for help, but my body wouldn't listen. I fell forward. My head hit the steering wheel, and then everything went black. When the tunnel ended, I stepped into a place I don't have words for. I've tried to describe it so many times to Gerald, to my pastor, to myself, late at night when I can't sleep. But human words just don't fit. The best I can do is tell you what I felt. I felt like I was standing in the middle of pure love. Like love wasn't just a feeling anymore, it was a place, a real place you could walk through. The air was warm, not hot, just perfect. Like the first day of spring when the sun hits your face and you close your eyes and breathe deep. There was grass beneath my feet, green grass, greener than any grass I'd ever seen on earth. Each blade seemed to glow from the inside, like it was alive in a way our grass isn't. And there were colors I'd never seen before, colors that don't exist here. I don't know how to explain that. It's like trying to describe blue to someone who's never had eyes. But there were colors beyond our colors, and they were beautiful, so beautiful. I started to cry. And then I saw him, not right away, not like he suddenly appeared. It was more like I became aware of him, like he had been there the whole time, and I just hadn't known where to look. He was standing maybe 20 feet away from me. I didn't see his face at first. What I saw was the light around him, but not light like a lamp or a flashlight. It was living light, moving light, light that breathed. It came off of him in waves, soft, steady, like ripples on a pond. And when those waves touched me, oh Lord, I can't describe what it felt like. It was like every cell in my body, or whatever I had instead of a body, woke up, like I'd been numb my whole life without knowing it. And suddenly I could feel everything. Every good thing I'd ever known, every hug from my mother, every laugh with my children, every time Gerald held my hand during a hard season, all of it rushed through me at once. And then he stepped closer and I saw his face. I'm going to stop here for a second because I know what you might be expecting me to say. You might be expecting me to say, he looked like the paintings, like the pictures in church, long brown hair, white robe, glowing halo. But that's not what I saw. What I saw was more than that, different than that. His face was, I want to say human, but more than human, like what we were supposed to look like before sin broke everything. And his eyes were what got me. They weren't just brown or blue or green. They were deep, so deep I felt like I could fall into them and never hit the bottom. And when he looked at me, it wasn't like being watched. It wasn't like being judged. It was like being found, like I'd been lost my whole life in a dark forest, wandering and scared, and suddenly someone had found me, someone who had been looking for me the whole time. I fell to my knees. I didn't mean to. My body just did it. And I cried. Not sad crying, not happy crying, something deeper, something that came from a place inside me I didn't even know existed. He spoke to me, not with words exactly, not like you and I speak. It was more like his thoughts became my thoughts, like he put something inside my mind and I understood it all at once. But if I had to translate it into words, this is what he said. Desiree, my daughter, I have been waiting for you. Just that. And I broke. I didn't know God had been waiting for me. I thought I was one of billions, one tiny person on one tiny planet in one tiny corner of the universe. But the way he said it, I have been waiting for you, it was like I was the only person who ever existed. Like all of creation was made for this moment. Lord, I said, or thought, or felt. I don't know which. Lord, I'm so sorry I wasn't ready. I didn't live the way I should have. He smiled, not with his mouth, with his whole being. And I felt forgiveness wash over me like warm water. You are here now, he said. That is all that matters. I don't know how long I stood there with him. Time didn't work the same way. A minute could have been an hour could have been a year. But at some point, his presence shifted. The warmth was still there. The love was still there. But something else came with it. Seriousness. Wait. He looked at me, and I could feel that what came next was going to be hard. There is something I must show you, he said. Something you must carry back with you. I didn't understand what he meant. Back, I asked. Yes, he said. You are not staying. Not yet. You have more to do. My heart sank. I didn't want to go back. I wanted to stay in that place forever. I wanted to stay with him. But before I could argue, the world around me changed. The beautiful meadow faded. The grass, the light, the colors, they all dimmed like someone was lowering a curtain. And in their place, I saw earth, not up close, not like standing on the ground. I saw it from above, like I was floating in space, looking down at the planet. And it was burning, not everywhere, not yet, but in one region, one specific part of the world, there was fire, smoke, destruction. I didn't know what I was looking at, not at first. Then Jesus spoke again. "This is the Middle East," he said. "Look closely." I looked and I saw a map, like a map in a school book, but alive, glowing, moving. I saw countries I recognized: Israel, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, and one other country, Iran. It was outlined in red, pulsing like a heartbeat. "War is coming," Jesus said. "A war that will shake the nations." I'm going to describe what he showed me as best I can. Some of it was clear, some of it was harder to understand, but I'll tell you what I saw. I saw missiles, dozens of them, maybe hundreds, flying across the sky like a swarm of fireflies. But these weren't beautiful, these were weapons. I saw cities on fire, buildings collapsed, streets filled with smoke, people running. I didn't know which cities. I didn't see names, but I knew they were real cities, places where real people lived. I saw soldiers, thousands of them, from many countries, marching, fighting, dying. And I saw something else. I saw darkness moving behind the war, not just human darkness, something deeper, something spiritual. Figures in the shadows, shapes that weren't quite human, eyes that burned with hatred. Jesus spoke. This war is not just between nations, it is between kingdoms, the kingdom of light and the kingdom of darkness. I trembled. He showed me more. I saw America not as a country on a map, as a presence, a giant figure standing guard over the world. But the figure was wounded, distracted, fighting within itself. "America will be pulled into this war," Jesus said, "but she will enter it divided, and division is weakness." I saw Israel surrounded, attacked from all sides, but something protected it, a dome of light, a shield I couldn't see through. "My hand is on Israel," Jesus said. "I will not abandon her, but she will suffer before she is saved." I saw Iran, and what I saw frightened me. I saw leaders making decisions in dark rooms. I saw weapons being built in secret places. I saw hatred being taught to children. And I saw the moment it all exploded, a strike, a big one, something that couldn't be taken back. And then the world responded and everything changed. I have to be careful here. I've prayed about this part more than anything else because what I'm about to tell you could be wrong. I could have misunderstood. I could have heard him incorrectly, but I don't think I did. When Jesus showed me the war, I asked him when. "Lord," I said, "when will this happen? Is there time to prepare? Time to warn people?" He looked at me and he said something that made my blood run cold. "Sooner than they think." Then he showed me something I didn't expect. Numbers, just numbers, glowing in the air. At first, I didn't understand them. Then I realized they were a date. I won't say the exact date here. I've prayed about whether I should, and I don't feel peace about it, not yet. But I will tell you this, it's close, very close. within the next few years, maybe sooner. And when I looked at the calendar after I woke up, after I came back, I realized the date was tied to something, a Jewish holiday, a day of significance in God's calendar. I don't think that's a coincidence. After he showed me the date, Jesus looked at me with such sadness, not angry sadness, not disappointed sadness, the sadness of a father watching his children walk toward danger. My people are not ready, he said. They are asleep. They are distracted. They do not see what is coming. I started to cry again. Lord, what can I do? I'm just one woman. I'm nobody. He touched my face, and when he did, strength flowed into me, courage I didn't have on my own. You are not nobody, he said. You are my daughter, and I am sending you back with a message. What message? I asked. He looked at me. Tell them to pray. Tell them to turn back to me. Tell them the hour is late, but there is still time. Tell them I am coming soon, and tell them to watch the Middle East. I need to tell you what else. He said, because it wasn't just about the war. It was about us, about the church, about believers. He said, my church is weak because my people have made peace with the world. They love comfort more than truth. They fear man more than God. Those words cut me deep because I knew he was talking about me too. I had gotten comfortable. I had stopped being bold about my faith. I had stopped praying like I meant it. He continued, the enemy is preparing for war, but my people are not preparing. They are sleeping. They are watching screens instead of watching the skies. They are filling their houses with things instead of filling their hearts with me. I wanted to look away, but I couldn't. This war will be a wake-up call, he said. For some, it will be too late. But for others, for those who hear and turn, it will be the beginning of something new. What do you mean, Lord? I asked. Revival? He said, the greatest revival the world has ever seen. But it will be born in fire, in fear, in desperation. When people have nowhere else to turn, they will finally turn to me. There was more. I wish I could say everything he showed me was hopeful, but some of it wasn't. He showed me what would happen in the world during and after the war. I saw economies collapse, money becoming worthless. I saw food shortages, long lines, empty shelves. I saw governments falling, new leaders rising, some good, some very bad. I saw Christians being persecuted, not just in faraway countries, here in America, in places we thought were safe. I saw families torn apart, children turning against parents, friends becoming enemies. The love of many will grow cold, Jesus said, quoting his own words from Scripture, but those who endure to the end will be saved. I felt fear rising in me. Lord, how can we survive this? He looked at me with such tenderness. You cannot survive it on your own, but I will be with you. I will never leave you. And what I have started, I will finish. I need you to hear this part clearly, because I don't want you to walk away from this story in fear. Yes, what's coming is hard. Yes, it will shake the world. But Jesus didn't leave me with just warnings. He gave me hope too. He showed me something else after the war, after the darkness. He showed me light breaking through. I saw churches full again, not with people going through the motions, with people on their knees, weeping, worshiping, desperate for God. I saw young people, teenagers, college students leading prayer meetings, sharing the gospel, unashamed and unafraid. I saw miracles, real miracles, the kind we read about in the Bible, the sick healed, the blind seeing, the lost found. I saw families restored, marriages rebuilt, children returning to their parents, and I saw something else. I saw Jesus himself coming on the clouds in glory. This is how it ends, he said, not with darkness, with me. By now, I had seen so much, too much. My mind or my spirit or whatever, I was felt overwhelmed, but I also felt something else. I felt at home. For the first time in my life, I felt like I was where I belonged. And I didn't want to leave. I fell at his feet. Please, I begged, let me stay. I don't want to go back. It hurts too much down there. I'm tired, Lord. I'm so tired. He knelt beside me. And what he did next, I will never forget this as long as I live. He pulled me close, like a father holds a scared child, and he whispered, I know you're tired. I know it's hard, but your work isn't done. There are people who need to hear what you've seen. There are souls hanging in the balance, and you are the one I've chosen to reach them. I cried, big, heaving sobs. But I'm nobody, I said again. I'm just a grandma from Kentucky. Who's going to listen to me? He smiled. I don't call the equipped. I equip the called. Trust me. And then it started, the pulling back, like a cord attached to my chest, tugging me away from him, away from that place, away from heaven. I reached for him. No, please, not yet. But the pull was too strong. The light started fading. His face started dimming. And the last thing I saw, the last thing I remember from that place was his eyes, still looking at me, still full of love. I'm with you, he said, always. And then everything went dark. Pain. That was the first thing I felt. Crushing pain in my chest and cold, so cold. I opened my eyes, but the light was blinding, not heavenly light, harsh, fluorescent light. I heard voices. She's back. She's breathing. Get the doctor now. Ma'am, can you hear me? I tried to speak, but my throat was dry, scratchy. Someone was holding my hand, squeezing it hard. I turned my head. Gerald, his face was red, tears streaming down his cheeks. Desiree, he kept saying, Desiree, stay with me. Please, stay with me. I wanted to tell him where I'd been, what I'd seen, but all I could do was cry. Later, the doctors told me what happened. I had suffered a massive heart attack in the Kroger parking lot. By the time the paramedics arrived, I had no pulse. They worked on me for over 20 minutes, shocking my heart, doing CPR, refusing to give up. And then suddenly my heart started again. They couldn't explain it. One of the paramedics, a young man named Marcus, came to see me in the hospital a few days later. He sat by my bed and looked at me with wide eyes. Ma'am, he said, I've been doing this job for 8 years. I've seen a lot of people die, but I've never seen anything like what happened to you. What do you mean? I asked. He shook his head. You were gone. I mean, really gone. No heartbeat for 23 minutes. By all rights, you should have brain damage. You should be on a ventilator. But look at you. He paused. Someone was looking out for you. I don't say stuff like this usually, but that was a miracle. I reached for his hand. It was I said, and I know who did it. That night, after the doctors left and the room was quiet, I told Gerald everything. The tunnel, the light, Jesus, the war, all of it. He sat there in silence for a long time. I could see him processing, trying to make sense of what I was saying. Finally, he looked at me. Desiree, he said, you've always been a woman of faith, but you've never talked like this before. You really believe all that happened? I took his hand. Honey, I don't just believe it, I know it. As sure as I know my own name, as sure as I know I love you, I was there. I saw it. And Jesus sent me back for a reason. He was quiet again. Then he squeezed my hand and said, "Then we better start getting ready." Recovery wasn't easy. My body was weak. My heart was damaged. The doctor said I'd need medication for the rest of my life, maybe surgery down the road. But my spirit was stronger than ever. I couldn't stop thinking about what I'd seen, what I'd been told. Every time I turned on the news and saw something about Iran, about Israel, about tensions in the Middle East, I felt it. A stirring in my chest, a reminder, it's coming. Warn them. Don't stay silent. But I did stay silent. For almost 5 years, I told my family, my closest friends, my pastor, but I didn't go public. Why? Fear. Fear that people would think I was crazy. Fear that I had made it up. Fear that I had heard wrong. Every time I thought about sharing my story, doubt crept in. What if the date passes and nothing happens? What if you're wrong? What if you embarrass yourself and ruin your testimony? Those thoughts kept me quiet. And I'm ashamed of that now because Jesus didn't send me back to stay comfortable. He sent me back to warn. So why now? Why am I finally telling this story after all these years? Because the time is running out. The date he showed me is approaching. And when I look at the world today, the tensions with Iran, the conflicts in Israel, the chaos in America, I see the pieces falling into place. Exactly like he showed me, I can't stay silent anymore. I don't care if people think I'm crazy. I don't care if I'm mocked or dismissed. All I care about is being faithful to what I was told. And what I was told is this: war is coming soon, and we need to be ready. So, what should you do? How do you prepare for something like this? I'm going to share what Jesus impressed on my heart, not as a preacher, not as a prophet, just as a grandma from Kentucky who saw something she wasn't supposed to see. Here's what I believe we need to do. First, get right with God. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. If there's sin in your life, confess it. If there's someone you need to forgive, forgive them. If you've been running from God, stop running. He's waiting for you with arms wide open. Second, pray like never before. Not just little prayers before meals, deep prayers, desperate prayers, the kind of prayers that shake heaven. Pray for your family, pray for your country, pray for Israel, pray for the church to wake up. Third, draw close to your community. Find believers you trust, people who will stand with you when things get hard. We weren't meant to do this alone. Fourth, don't be afraid. Fear is a weapon the enemy uses to paralyze us. But Jesus said, "I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." He's already won. Whatever comes, he's already won. Fifth, watch and be ready. Jesus told us to watch for the signs, to stay alert. Don't be caught sleeping. Keep your eyes on the Middle East, on Israel, on Iran. The pieces are moving. I know some of you watching this don't believe me. I understand. If I hadn't lived it myself, I might not believe it either. Near-death experiences are controversial. Some scientists say they're just hallucinations, brain chemistry going haywire. And I can't prove that what I saw was real. I don't have photos. I don't have video. All I have is my testimony. But let me ask you something. If there's even a chance I'm telling the truth, even a small chance, isn't it worth considering? What do you have to lose by turning to God? by praying, by getting your life right. Nothing. But what do you have to lose if you ignore the warning and it turns out to be real? Everything. And if you're watching this and you feel hopeless, if you feel like the world is spinning out of control and there's nothing you can do, I want to speak directly to you. Jesus loves you. I know that might sound like a cliche, like something people say because they don't know what else to say. But I'm telling you, I stood in his presence. I felt his love, and it is more real, more powerful, more healing than anything on this earth. Whatever you're carrying right now, fear, pain, shame, doubt, he wants to carry it for you. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to clean yourself up first. Just come to him. As you are right now, he's waiting. I don't know how much time we have, maybe years, maybe months, but I do know this. We are living in the final chapter. The signs are everywhere, and the King is coming. When I stood before Jesus in that place beyond words, I saw his eyes. I felt his heart, and I understood something I had never understood before. This life is so short, so brief, like a breath, like a vapor. But what comes after, that's forever. Don't waste another day living for things that don't matter. Don't spend another moment chasing shadows. Chase him instead. Run to him. Fall at his feet like I did, and let him hold you. Let him forgive you. Let him change you. Because when the war comes, and it will come, only one thing will matter. Do you know the King? I'm begging you. Make sure you do.